So for question 3 and 4, the questions that you had from lesson 13. So question 3 is asking you, so it's giving you a graph, and the graph represents the cost to produce and sell sub sandwiches. Graph A represents the daily cost and to produce subs, and graph B represents the daily income from the sub sell. So the daily cost is going to be the higher, so this graph, the one that starts at 200, because your cost is going to be how much money you're spending to buy the stuff, right? So your original is going to be that's your cost. How much money you're making, so your daily income, it's going to start at zero. So if you sell 0 sub, you're going to make $0. If you sell 10 sub, you're going to make $100, and things like this. So this is the graph for how much income you are making. So they're asking you here, so for that point of intersection here, describe what that point of intersection represents. What does it mean that at this point here, both the income and the cost are equal, right? Because you see that they're intersecting here. What does that mean? So this is what the question is saying. And then how much sub must be sold before there is a profit? So if your income and your cost basically are the same at this many subs, right? Now, how many subs do you have to sell in order for you to make a profit, to make money? So this question is basically you're just explaining. Question number 4. So a company makes and sells video games. Each game sells for $8, and the income C dollars from the sale of X game is given by C equals 8X. The cost to produce the game is given by C equals 4X plus 48,000. Graph both equations. It's going to be very hard to graph this equation on paper because you're starting at 48,000, and that's going to be a huge number. So what I recommend to do is I recommend that you go to Desmos. So you go to Desmos graphing calculator, and then use Desmos to graph these functions. So when you're using Desmos, you're going to graph C equals 8X. And then you see that the graph, the thing will graph it for you. And then to add the second graph, you're just going to click here, and then you're going to add the other graph, which is C equals 4X plus 48,000. And you see that the second graph is not showing. It should be a blue graph. It's not showing here, and that's because you're starting at 48,000. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to zoom out. So I'm pressing on that negative button. So you see now when I zoom out enough, I start seeing the blue graph. So to find the point of intersection of these two graphs, you're going to look at the point where both of them meet, and then the equation will give them to you. Okay. Remember, X in this case is the number of CDs or video games, and then C is the income. Okay, so that means if you're looking at this point here, right, X is the number of video games and 96,000 is the income. Okay, so you're gonna have to see what these points or what this point means with respect to that question. When you're graphing lines or when you're solving equations by graphing, you need to graph the lines and you need to find the point of intersection. Okay, when you have two lines and then you're looking when these two lines are equal to each other, you're looking at when the two lines intersect. Okay, hope this helps. If you have any other questions, please let me know and I will send you another video.